So the week of Thanksgiving, probably not the most opportune time to be thinking about fitness, but I've been wanting to record a video for a couple weeks since I took a week or two to kind of digest making my year-end goal. And as I said, I'm not setting another goal for 2020, but I've just been thinking of what is my end goal and what's a realistic timeline to make it. I think the watershed mark for me next year is going to be the Chicago Marathon. My application was just approved, so I deferred, and you sort of have to re-enter the lottery. And so I put in for my deferral to go into 2021. They had the opportunity to reject it and give me another chance in 2022 and 2023. Thankfully, it was accepted. And I'm going to make that race the goal in terms of reaching my goal weight. I don't want to be worrying about losing another pound after the Chicago Marathon next year, which is the first Sunday in October. It's currently November 24th. So it's about 10 and a half months. And that's really kind of what I want to be the end point. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get cocky and assume I'm just going to make it. But that really is going to be my focus next year. And then I want to be done with talking about losing weight. I just really want to be in maintenance moving forward. And I don't even know what that is. I haven't been in a situation where I was focused on just maintaining my weight since I was an undergrad. And I finished undergrad in 2002. And it was more than likely probably 2001 because that's when I stopped playing ball. And I remember I gained some weight. And I remember that's why I said in 2002, I feel like I went from like 260 in the spring to like just under 240. I distinctly remember that. Because I remember I was unemployed and I came home and I lost a little over 20 pounds, something like that. I just remember I got somewhere between 235 and 240 in 2002. And I haven't been in a situation where I'm just focused on maintaining my weight since then. So in terms of a timeline, I've got 2 marathons on my calendar for next year. One of them is obviously tentative depending on if it happens. First of all, the Pittsburgh Marathon on Sunday, May 2nd, and can I get vaccinated? The head of the CDC and Dr. Fauci said by the end of Q1, we should be at a place nationally that anybody who wants a vaccine should be able to get one with no problem. So the end of Q1 is March. So right now I'm very hopeful that that race goes off. And so I'm kind of looking at that as the halfway point right now. I'm sure I'm over 250 because I've relaxed my diet since Friday, since I went on vacation. So I'm sure I'm over 250, but just assuming that I'm back at 250 on my next weigh-in next week, Friday, December 4th, I'm really going to focus hard on getting under 230 pounds by the Pittsburgh Marathon. So that's 20 pounds in basically the next 5.5 months. That is going to be my singular focus. It's going to be on body fat reduction, and it's going to be on getting my overall weight down. And then from there, from May 2nd through the Chicago Marathon, my final goal is to get to somewhere in the ballpark of 210 pounds. I haven't been under 225 pounds since 1996. When I was 225 pounds, though, I was 7.9%, 7.8% body fat. I've told the story a million times on my channel. But I know right now I'm 30% body fat. So for me to lose 10% of my body fat to get to 20% is 25 pounds exactly. So I know I'm not going to be, for one, I'm not going to lose 100% body fat only in the next 25 pounds. I'm going to lose water weight and I'm going to lose muscle. So I know 225 is not going to be the end for me. So I'm focusing somewhere in the ballpark of 210. I have no idea what my body's going to look like getting down to 220, 225. I have no idea. I know I'm going to cut back. I'm definitely going to stop lifting when I get into heavy marathon prep in February, March, and April. Like, hands down, it is going to be running 5 to 6 miles a day, probably 6. I may, when I think about it, I'll still be home. I'm not going to be back into my office until next June, July. So I may still lift. I don't know. But I'm going to put in a focus of trying to get in the ballpark of 50 miles a week. I'm going to do 2 long runs a week. One really long one and one probably 10 miles to a half marathon. And I'll be running outdoors again quite a bit. But being home, I probably won't be as fatigued as when I was training for the marathon last year. I'd get up at 5. I'd run from like 5:45 to like 7:15. Shower up, pack up my food, iron clothes. I'd be out the door at like 8:15. And I'd be leaving work 6:30, getting home at 7, spend an hour. So I won't be under those time constraints where, I get home at 6:37, spend an hour and a half with Anaya. And then it's like, I know I got to get up at 5 o'clock the next day. So I may be able to lift during my prep for Pittsburgh, but I just remember how consistently fatigued I was when I was training for Baltimore. But again, the commuting, the being in the office all day, the lack of flexibility, now I can, if I'm tired and I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock and run, I can run at 12 noon, take a shower, and be back at my desk at 1:30. Things I can't do at work. So I may still lift. I don't need to go off on a tangent, but my primary focus is definitely going to be on getting to 50 miles a week consistently during that prep. I'm going to make sure my diet is maintained very well. And I'm really going to have a focus on getting under 230 pounds. That is going to be my primary focus for the Pittsburgh Marathon. And then from Pittsburgh to Chicago, I'll be running over the summer in the heat, probably running the same kind of 50, 55 mile weeks. And I'm going to stay on my diet. I'm going to continue to learn. And I'm really going to focus on getting to the 210 pound ballpark. And I want to run a sub 4-hour marathon in Chicago. So, that's kind of my path forward. I'm nervous about this. It seems insane to be setting a goal of 210 pounds. When I started this goal back in January and I was 302 pounds, I knew I would make that this year, but I was thinking by the marathon I was planning to do my marathons this year and doing Ironman next year. Even then, I'm thinking I'm going to be like 225, 230. I didn't realize my body fat would still be so high at 249. So I know 225, 230 won't be the end goal. Like I said, it really sounds insane to say I'm trying to get down to 210 pounds. I'll be 45 years old by the time that marathon happens, and to be 6'7", 210 pounds sounds insane. But honestly, even then, my body fat, it's not like I'm targeting a body fat of like 10%. I'm trying to get under 20%, and just based on the trajectory, like I said, I'm going to hold less water. I'm going to lose some muscle, especially with the marathon training. That seems like if I could be 17, 18% body fat, 210, I will be very happy just staying in maintenance mode. Not looking for a 6-pack, not that I don't want one. I just don't want to set an extreme unreachable goal. My goal is life longevity, vitality, keeping my disease risk low, making sure I'm healthy and able as I age. I don't want to be walking around with a cane. I want to be able to walk up the stairs at 75, 80, 85 years old. I want to be able to run down the block. I want to be able to chase my grandkids around. So I don't necessarily have the aesthetic goal of having a six-pack, but I want to be very, very healthy. And, this is my path forward. That's how I see the next 11 months unfolding. And I will continue to document this on Fareed Fitness. So for now, signing off.